Hey guys, happy Tuesday. So I put a post up earlier today about what my morning routine looked like, and I included a picture of our CBD enhancements that I absolutely love. They're oral sprays, but I've been getting all of these questions about them because I realize I probably don't talk about them as much. So I have one of every spray that we have, one of every CBD enhancer, and so I thought I'd get on and talk about those a little bit for anyone who has questions or is interested in learning more about those. So I'm gonna just dive right into it. CBD, as you all know, I use it twice a day. It's for a huge variety of things, everything from immune support, general health, anti-inflammatory, all of it. It's like your entourage effect, right? It's good for everything. But there are certain things that people still deal with. So for example, if you're using CBD oil for pain, chronic pain, what have you, you're still gonna have days where you might have a little bit more pain than the day before. This is really just to manage things and help balance things out. It's not a cure or a treatment. So there's still some other issues that, hey Jack, long time no see. So there's still some other things that you want to maybe enhance. Okay, so for example, the first one that is one of the big ones that I always use is the brain spray. The brain spray is one of my absolute favorites. My family uses this and Shield all the times. So brain spray, I'll give you a little backstory. As most of you know, Ariana does cyber school at home because she gets a little bit of test anxiety. Her focus, it's one of those things where you take a test in school and you feel like you could hear a pin drop. Like you hear the hands on the clock ticking and you just can't focus. And it helps to, improve memory and cognitive functions. It helps with focus, sensory, with the brain and sensorial. It helps regulate moods. It helps with a ton of things. So what you do is you spray 6 sprays right into your mouth. You can do it 1 to 3 times a day, depending on how much you need. So for example, Ariana had to go into the school to do Keystone tests, which is our state testing. She was really nervous. So in addition to the CBD oil, we kind of enhanced her brain and memory and focus with the brain spray. So this one is a huge staple in our house. When I know I'm doing a live, I use the brain spray. So this morning I did 2 of my, I'm in 2 classes right now. I'm doing Master Herbalism and getting a certificate in life coaching. And before I logged in and started my process with coffee this morning, of course the CBD coffee is like my go-to for mental clarity and focus. I also took a few sprays of the brain spray, and it just helps to kind of keep you focused, keep you calm, helps with memory, and just keeps you on task at all times. So the brain is a huge one in our house. Another one this time of year especially is Shield. Now Shield is our go-to. If I feel anything coming on, a headache, a sore throat, if we've been around sick people, we use the Shield. It's great for immune system, for boosting that. This is an alkalinity spray. So it's got coral calcium in it, balances your pH levels. It does reduce your risk of any chronic diseases. And it also helps with increasing energy. And a really fun side note about Shield is that it actually helps with heartburn. I think it's just the alkalinity levels in it, but usually if you do end up feeling a little bit of heartburn or indigestion coming on, you can use a couple of sprays of the Shield and it helps it go away. Now I use my oil for that because I do use it twice a day, but if I feel any indigestion or any digestive issues at all coming on, I add an extra drop or 2, but the Shield spray is amazing for heartburn. So this is another one. Anthony, for years since he was a year old, suffered from a very weak immune system. Anything at all, if you said cold, if you said flu, if you said stomach virus near Anthony, I think he got it just from saying it. I'm not even kidding. He was just one of those kids that he caught everything. And since we started using CBD oil, his immune system is so much stronger. He's sick so much less. This year, I think he's been sick once. He goes to school, to public school. He's in 5th grade, so he's still in elementary school around all of those germs. He rides the bus. He plays basketball, so we're in and out of other elementary schools. So there's, you guys know, as kids, there's constant interaction with other germs, other kids. So Shield is like our best friend. We use this 6 sprays in the morning, and then if we're around people, we use it again for a second or even third time that day if we're around people who have been sick. Birthday parties, any public places like that, Shield is our go-to for the immune system. Another one that Stu really loves, this one, is Peak. This is like a performance spray. If you're athletic, if you like to work out, this actually has deer antler velvet and super fruits. And this is really good for just general health purposes. It just gives like an overall performance boost. It helps with the immune system as well. Does support anti-aging, and again, performance. So if you work out, performance in your relationship, this is a great spray for that. Bodybuilding, things like that. Heavy lifting, if you're a contractor, maybe you work a lot with your hands, this is a great one to keep you going throughout the day. One that partners really well with that is the Boost. The Boost obviously is a boost of energy. This is a replacement for those 5-hour energy shots, right? You guys, you don't want to be taking those. They're so nasty. There's nothing good in them for you. I think we all know that, but we still need that boost. Now with the CBD oil and the CBD coffee that I take, I don't really feel that after the afternoon crash, but let's face it, the truth is we're always going to have times where we need that little boost of energy. So the Boost is great for that. It is all natural. It's got B12 in it. So if you feel kind of sluggish or you feel like you just don't have high levels of energy, this is a great one for you. It also has a natural caffeine from coffee beans. So it's not loaded up with caffeine like a coffee or like going to Starbucks and drinking espresso, but it does have natural caffeines in it from the coffee bean, which isn't going to give you that, overwhelming kind of jittery feeling. It's just a natural boost of energy. Sleep is a great one. So sleep is, CBD helps you maintain a healthy sleep throughout the night. However, the sleep spray helps you fall asleep. So if you're one of those people who you just kind of lay in bed and you're tossing and turning and you have a really hard time falling asleep at night, the sleep spray is great. You just spray a few sprays right in your mouth. Do you want to see what that is? Yeah. You just spray a few sprays right in your mouth right before bedtime. I do not recommend being out in public with this. I do not recommend driving. I personally don't use it because I don't really have the sleep issues now that I'm using CBD oil. However, I hear that this is an incredible spray. I know Stu has used it a couple of times and it really just helps you relax and fall asleep easily. Now, you're not going to feel drowsy. You're not going to feel jittery. If you've ever taken, so for me personally, I can't take like an Advil or Tylenol PM because for some reason, sleep medications or nighttime medications, even like a NyQuil, give me the opposite effect. So I get jittery, I get shaky, I can't sleep, I get like that restless leg syndrome throughout the night. But the sleep spray is more of a natural method to help you fall asleep, and the CBD oil will help you stay asleep. This does have melatonin in it, but it's a very light, lower level of melatonin. It's not like you're taking pure melatonin, which can sometimes be really bad for you. I know a lot of people have negative, adverse reactions to melatonin. So this is a very low level. I'm someone who's affected by melatonin and I can use this. It's also got valerian root. It does help regulate with your circadian clock. It just keeps you, like I said, this helps you fall asleep. The CBD gives you, that balanced, well-rested feeling. And it also helps you maintain a healthy sleep cycle. So after so long of using this, this isn't something you'd use 1 to 3 times a day. This one you'd only use at bedtime. And after so many nights of using this, your body just kind of develops a healthier sleep pattern. So when you're combining this with your CBD oil, again, the spray will help you fall asleep. The CBD helps you stay asleep and maintain just a healthy, a natural sleep pattern. You're waking up, you're having more energy in the morning, which is a natural energy. You don't feel like you have to hit the snooze button 20 times if you're like me. It just really helps you to fall asleep and stay asleep. And you guys, you have to know your sleep is like key to any illness, to any, disease that you have. You always need your rest. And if you have those like smartwatches or whatever where you can watch your, I don't know what they're called, but some people, like a Fitbit, some people have them and they watch their sleep patterns throughout the night. And you think, well, I don't remember waking up. I don't remember tossing and turning. But these Fitbits show you that you actually were not sound asleep. You maybe got 30 minutes out of the whole 9 hours that you got a consistent sleep pattern. So this really helps with that. If you do have a Fitbit, you should test it out. Or even if you get one of those cheapo ones, it doesn't even matter. But if you have something, you can test it out. It's really interesting to see. You think you sleep through the night, and next thing you know, you look at your charts or whatever, and it's like, no, actually you only slept a good 30 minutes last night. And we wonder why we feel so groggy and, sluggish. Maybe we have that midday crash and we need to make another coffee. Speaking of coffee, I used to drink coffee from the time that I woke up until probably like dinner time. And that was it. I rarely drank water. I would drink coffee all day. And I would get to a point at like 1:30, 2 o'clock where I was just like, I need to go home from work. I need another coffee. I had no motivation to cook dinner when I got home. I had no motivation to do anything with my kids when I got home. And now, I drink 1 to 2 cups of the CBD coffee in the morning. I take my CBD every single day, twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day, depending on what kind of day it is. But my energy starts in the morning and it takes me through to bedtime. You guys, I'm not making coffees in the middle of the day. I'm not having those sluggish midday crashes. I mean, it's 3:45 right now, Eastern Standard Time, where I'm at. And I still am full of energy. I still feel fine from my 2 cups this morning. I do not get up to go to work, but I do get up to take the kids to school. So I'm still on, a sleep schedule. So, this stuff really has been helpful for me. However, if you do have trouble falling asleep, sleep is where it's at. And the last one here is the Trim 365. Now, this is more of a weight loss spray. It does not, okay, so it has Garcinia cambogia, which most of you know. If you're on a weight loss journey, you know that Garcinia cambogia is huge in weight loss. It helps aid in burning all of the fat cells. It helps with appetite suppression. So this is really cool. These are sprays that we recommend taking 1 to 3 times a day. However, while your body is getting adjusted, and when you use the CBD oil, CBD helps with cravings, helps with appetite suppressant, but this is like a little boost because I'm still guilty of it. I take my CBD oil twice a day, but sometimes at 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, I'm like, I want chocolate, or I would like to bowl of cereal, or I'm sitting there watching TV or a movie with my kids or my family, and I'm like, I just want to munch. It's such a bad habit. So the Trim 365 is great for that. You don't necessarily need to be on a weight loss track or a diet program to use this. This is really good for just kicking those cravings and appetite suppressant. I can say that as you move through your journey with CBD oil, and especially if you're drinking the coffee, the CBD coffee and keto creamers are absolutely amazing. They're carb blockers, appetite suppressant. It also has the Garcinia cambogia in it, white kidney bean extract. There's green coffee. There's just everything in it that's perfect for a healthy natural energy, but also to aid in your weight loss. So those are my go-to. But the Trim 365, you guys, let's face it, when we're just getting started with a workout program or with a new diet that we're trying, it's hard. If you're going through like a sugar detox or carbs and you're taking that out of your body, our bodies naturally go through a withdrawal. We go through those cravings because it's what we're used to. The Trim 365 is so good for that. You just spray a few sprays right in your mouth, kick those cravings, and it's all good to go. So those are our 6 options. I call them CBD enhancers because, as most of you know, I just announced I am starting the Master Herbalist program, and I'm becoming certified in herbalism, which is, it's going to help me help you a little bit more in the holistic and more natural approach, but it's also for me because I've never believed in prescription medications. I've always wanted to help my family in a more natural way. That's how I found HempWorx and MyDailyChoice, because they are truly organic. They are pure. All of their products are natural and they're good for you. There's no GMO, so they're not genetically modified, which means man-made. They're not being made in a manufacturing warehouse somewhere where they're putting synthetic chemicals in things to formulate something and then saying natural or healthy, because natural and healthy doesn't always mean it's safe. So that's really important. So I'm just trying to learn a little more of that for my family and to be better able to help all of you. And as I go down this list of here's what to keep in your first aid kit, and here are some must-haves in your house. It's like, this is for inflammation, this is for, you know, this, and I'm like, I don't even need all of this. CBD does all of this. But so CBD, guys, is always my go-to. These sprays are incredible on their own. You do not need to be taking CBD oil in order to use these, but I do just call them enhancements because, like I said, your CBD oil is your entourage effect. It's a single bottle right here, just like this. This dropper is literally going to save your life. I'm not even kidding. It's done so much for ours. But so you're going to use that dropper twice a day, and these sprays are enhancers. Now, again, if you're not currently using CBD oil, that does not mean you cannot benefit from these sprays. But I do truly believe that the CBD oil gives that entourage effect. It's what we call an adaptogen. So it's good for so many different things. It's almost like you put it into your body and it just knows what to do. And people are like, how can this oil be such a miracle oil? How does it just know what to do and it helps so many things? Well, a separate video I'll do on this another day, but our bodies have what's called an endocannabinoid system. We all have an EDC deficiency, meaning our bodies are meant to receive CBD. I'm not sure if you are familiar with this or not, but breastfeeding, women who breastfeed, CBD is naturally occurring in breast milk. So a lot of people will say, well, is it safe to take during pregnancy? Is it safe for my baby? Well, you are already giving your baby CBD, but if your body's deficient in that, you're not producing enough. You're not getting what you need for all of the systems and the functions in your body to function properly and a well-maintained healthy balance. So that's why we take CBD oil. It's no different from if you're anemic and you would take iron for an iron deficiency or anything else. People are low in vitamin D. People are, we boost our vitamin C when we feel a cold coming on to help our immune systems. We, amino acids, probiotics. There's so many things that we do to boost all of the different systems. Now, CBD, because of this endocannabinoid system in our bodies, we have CB1 and CB2 receptors. We have a ton of other receptors, but these are the big ones that the hemp-derived CBD oil really affects. So when you're dropping this directly under your tongue, it's a direct path into those receptors. So it's helping your body maintain that balance and healthy function all throughout the day. It does stay in your body for about 10 hours. So you're thinking twice a day. If you have a more severe pain or chronic ailment, 3 times a day is not terrible. There's no actual dosing for CBD because all of our bodies are different. So you can be have an iron deficiency and your neighbor can have an iron deficiency. That doesn't mean you need the same amount of iron. So it's the same thing with your CBD oil. You can have a deficiency and your neighbor can have a deficiency. Your husband can have a deficiency or your children, and you all require something different. So I typically have a lot of ailments. I was sick all the time. Stu actually takes more drops in his CBD oil than I do. So every single person is different. Your magic number is different. But when you're taking this twice a day, you're maintaining that healthy balance in your body. You're taking it once in the morning, once at night. It's a direct path to those receptors. So those receptors will, manage different parts of the body and different functions of the body, which is why it's so important to use CBD oil and a pure oil, because if you're adding other things like MCT or coconut oil, while those things are not bad for you, that's not what your body's looking for at the time. You're probably not deficient in coconut oil like you would be in CBD. So again, if you're using CBD regularly, these sprays are great enhancements. However, you do not need to be using CBD. You do not need to be, on that journey with me to benefit from these sprays. They're amazing on their own. So thank you guys so much for checking in. I know you all had a ton of questions after you saw them posted this morning. I don't really talk about them enough because, again, like I said, my CBD oil is like my entourage effect. But so I just wanted to hop on and talk about each of them because I keep getting all these messages saying, what are these sprays? What are these enhancers you're talking about? So if you have additional questions, please drop them below or you can send me a private message. I'll include a link in the first comment here where you can find more information about each and every one of them. I hope you all have a great night.